Transitioning from law enforcement and the military to the security guard field involves adapting your skills and experience to a different context. While there may be some similarities between these roles, there are also significant differences to understand. Here's an explanation of the transition process and the variances you may encounter. Understand the role of a security guard. Start by familiarizing yourself with the responsibilities and expectations of a security guard. Unlike law enforcement and military personnel, security guards primarily focus on preventing and mitigating security risks within a specific location or organization. They often work in private security firms, corporate settings, residential complexes, or public spaces like shopping malls or airports. Recognize the differences. There are several distinctions between law enforcement/military roles and security guard positions. Authority and jurisdiction. In law enforcement and the military, you have legal authority and jurisdiction to enforce laws and maintain public safety. As a security guard, your authority is limited to the location or organization you are assigned to, and your role is more about observing, reporting, and deterring potential security threats. You are considered a civilian in the eyes of the law. Use of force. Law enforcement and military personnel are trained to use varying levels of force, including lethal force if necessary, to apprehend suspects or defend themselves and others. In the security guard field, the use of force is typically limited to self-defense, and the emphasis is on nonviolent conflict resolution and de-escalation techniques. Chain of command. A strict hierarchical structure exists in law enforcement and the military, and individuals operate within a well-defined chain of command. Security guard roles generally have a less rigid structure, with supervisors and managers overseeing operations, but with less formalized ranks and command structures. Public versus private focus. While law enforcement and military roles often involve interactions with the public on a broader scale, security guards primarily operate in private or semi-private settings. The focus is protecting the property, assets, or people within the assigned location. Research licensing and certification requirements. Familiarize yourself with the licensing and certification requirements for security guards in your jurisdiction. While some jurisdictions waive these requirements for law enforcement or military personnel initially, they may become necessary after a specific period, such as 1 year, or upon discharge. Ensure you understand the relevant regulations and obtain any necessary certifications or licenses. Identify transferable skills. Despite the differences, many skills acquired in law enforcement and the military can be valuable in the security guard field. Some transferable skills include situational awareness. Law enforcement and military personnel develop a heightened sense of situational awareness, which is vital for security guards when identifying potential risks or threats. Communication. Strong communication skills are essential for security guards to interact with clients, colleagues, and members of the public. Your experience in law enforcement and the military can contribute to effective communication and conflict resolution. Attention to detail. Critical thinking, attention to detail, and the ability to follow protocols are essential skills in both law enforcement and security roles. Physical fitness. While the physical demands may vary, maintaining a level of physical fitness acquired from your law enforcement or military experience can be advantageous in the security guard field. Gain additional training. Consider pursuing additional training specific to the security guard field. This might include courses on private security procedures, surveillance techniques, emergency response, first aid, or customer service. Such training can help bridge the gap between your existing skills and the specific requirements of the security guard role. It can also land you a good assignment because of your extra skills. Update your resume and network. Tailor your resume to highlight relevant experience, skills, and certifications. Emphasize your transferable skills, leadership abilities, and any specialized training you have received. Leverage your professional network, including former colleagues and supervisors, who may have connections in the private security industry or be able to provide recommendations. Transitioning from law enforcement and the military to the security guard field requires a mindset shift and an understanding of the different expectations and limitations of the role. By acknowledging the distinctions, acquiring the necessary certifications, leveraging transferable skills, and obtaining relevant training, you can successfully transition to a career as professional security guard personnel.